It's been a mystery for 27 years. Who was the woman who was found dead inside a discarded refrigerator? Investigators say they finally have an answer.
On March 29, 1995, a recycler in Northern California found a fridge that had been left behind and was half submerged in a ditch. They found the body parts of a woman in the fridge. The death was found to have been caused by murder, and there were no clues. People began to call her the lady in the fridge case as time went on. Investigators tried to figure out who she was for the next 30 years. Hi, and welcome back to Cold Case Diaries. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, as it helps us motivate to create more intriguing content for you. Let's have a look at the case of the lady in the fridge finally revealed in 2023, after 27 years. Holt is a small town in the San Joaquin County of California. It's about 5 miles west of Stockton and is home to about 5,000 people. Most of the people who live in Holt work on farms. A gas stop, a post office, and a convenience store are about all it has. The quiet town didn't make much news until 1995, when a terrible crime happened there. On March 29, 1995, a man named Floyd Lee Thomas was in the rural town of Holt in San Joaquin County, California, looking for things that could be sold to get money for recycling. As he climbed up the area around Bacon Island Road, he found a refrigerator that had been left there. There was a lot of blood in the golden refrigerator. When Thomas opened it because he was interested, he found the body of a dead person inside. When the man saw what he saw, it scared him so much that he called the cops right away to let the professionals handle the situation. The San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office sent officers to the spot right away. After searching the area, they only found the refrigerator that could be used as proof. They saw that the body had already started to break down, making it hard to tell who the woman was. She was put in the fridge with a pillow, a sleeping bag, and a white and blue blanket. Behind her back, her hands were tied together. She had a piece of tape from National Industrials and a sock in her mouth. The fridge also had half-pint crystal milk containers, a glacier ice bag, a reusable ice bag, rust or tan-colored bedspread made of fake fur, a Rubbermaid ice bucket, a blue bath towel, a ketchup container, a Kentucky Fried Chicken honey container, and a blue earpiece with one piece of string. No one knows if these things have ever been checked for DNA. Detectives think that the crime happened somewhere else, even though the fridge was dumped there. Even though the body was in bad shape, the victim's expensive clothes were still in good condition. The woman was wearing a blue sweater, a tee from Fruit of the Loom, and Levi's shorts with cuffs. She also had a bra from Victoria's Secret, knee-high socks in different colors, and Gorilla brand boots in a size 8. On the victim's right finger was a diamond ring with a yellow setting, and 2 pendants were found in her Levi's shorts. There was also a broken leather necklace with a metal clasp. The next step in the investigation was to send the body parts to a medical exam in San Joaquin. The report from the autopsy done by forensic doctors Charles Cecil and Thomas O'Neill told a lot about the person who died. The body was that of a Caucasian woman between the ages of 29 and 41. She weighed between 85 and 115 pounds and stood about 5 feet 5 inches tall. The person's hair was strawberry blonde or red, and their nails were clean. Her teeth were in good condition and may have had a lot of work done on them, like metal filings. Her head looked like it had been hurt, but her death was officially ruled a murder, but they couldn't figure out how she died. The autopsy also showed that the body of the victim had been in the fridge for at least 6 months before the discovery. This means that she died in 1994. The autopsy didn't find anything that could help figure out who she was, but when the police looked more closely at the refrigerator and the things inside it, they thought that the victim probably came from the East Bay area of Northern California. They looked through the files on missing people in the area, but the remains didn't match the description of any missing person. When police heard about the case, they saw it as a chance. At some point, the case of the San Joaquin Jane Doe was put into the national system for missing and unnamed people, but the investigation didn't lead anywhere. Even though they worked hard and spent a lot of time looking into it, the trail finally went cold, and they never found out who the woman in the fridge really was. Even though there were no clues, her body was finally buried in a place no one knew and under a name no one knew. In this case, Rasmussen was first thought to be involved because of the brand of milk that was in the fridge. This type of milk was only sold in a certain area, which is where Rasmussen happened to be at the time. Also, the body of the victim showed signs of blunt force trauma to the head, just like the bodies of Rasmussen's other victims. But the police did not have enough evidence to charge him. Rasmussen died in prison in 2010, so he could no longer say anything. At this point, the investigation had been slowed down so much that there were no more leads. They had a long way to go before they could figure out who the victim was. It would be more than 10 years before new technology gave them a spark of hope. The cold case of the woman in the fridge was solved in large part because of DNA technology. Investigative genealogy, which uses DNA testing, genealogy study, and historical records to find clues, was used to solve the case. Using forensic-grade genome sequencing, the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office, the San Juan County Medical Examiner's Office, and a private lab in Texas called Othram made a full DNA profile for the unknown female victim. Using this technology helped solve the case, and it could also help solve other cold cases. Also, Othram's in-house genealogy team used forensic genetic genealogy to find leads that were then sent to the San Jose County Sheriff's Office for more study. As a result of a follow-up investigation, the victim's possible daughter was reached. The daughter didn't know that her mother was missing, but she decided to give a DNA sample to be compared with the remains in 2023. After almost 30 years, a comparison report proved that the victim was who she said she was. At a news conference in February 2023, the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office said that her name is Amanda Lynn Schumann Disa. Amanda was born on August 11, 1965, so when she was killed in 1994, she was probably 29 years old. She lived with her mother and sister as a child, but not much else is known about her early life. No one knows how she got pregnant with her 3 kids, 2 girls and a son. She really cared about them, but she was having a hard time. Her children were taken away from her and put in new homes for some reason. Veronica Tovar, who provided a DNA sample to confirm the identity of her mother, fondly recalls her as a kind and affectionate person. She remembers her mother as being kind and loving. She was taken away from her mother when she was just 3 years old, so she doesn't remember much about her, but she knows that Amanda wanted her 3 kids to stay together, and luckily, they all ended up in the same adopted family. Veronica, who is now 34 and works as a jewelry artist, said she doesn't know why her mother isn't there. Veronica has talked about how sad her mother was before she disappeared. Amanda's family finally knows what happened when she went missing, but her death is still a mystery, and authorities are still looking for more clues to fill in the gaps. Stockman Crime Stoppers is offering a prize of $10,000 for any information that leads to the arrest of the person who killed Amanda. The case is still open. No case is really over until justice is done, but we are glad that Amanda Disa can finally rest in a grave with her name on it. What do you think of the sad way she died? Do you think serial killer Terry Rasmussen could have killed her? Or could it have been someone else? Thanks for watching.